All right, let's talk about something that's, well, a total nightmare, right? Getting locked out. It's even more stressful when you're in a place like central London. So today, we're going to dig into a guide for finding a locksmith, specifically in Mayfair. The idea is, if this ever happens to you, you'll know exactly what to do. You know that feeling, right? That sinking in your stomach. You're standing on the street, maybe you've just left a meeting near Berkeley Square, and you pat your pockets. Nothing. You're locked out. So what do you do in that moment? Well, that's exactly what this guide is all about.
And let's be real, a lockout in Mayfair isn't just any lockout. We're talking about a really unique part of London. You've got these gorgeous historic townhouses right next to luxury apartments and super high-end shops, all clustered around places like Green Park and Piccadilly. The locks here can be complicated, and when you need help, you need it fast.
So, what kind of problems are we actually talking about here? The guide points out the usual suspects. A key snapping off in the lock, the worst. Or maybe an urgent call to get a safe opened. And then there's that super frustrating one, when your modern UPVC door just won't lock. It covers the whole range, really, from simple repairs to having to change every single lock after you move in.
Okay, so we've got the problem. What about the solution? Now, what's cool about the guide we're looking at is that it doesn't just throw a massive directory at you. Nope. It zeroes in on 3 specific local experts, and it frames them in a really smart way, based on what you might need most in that moment.
And this is probably the most helpful part of the whole thing. The guide makes you ask yourself one simple question. What matters most to me right now? Is it the price, or is it getting the absolute closest person to you, say if you're stuck near Green Park versus Piccadilly? This whole framework, it's the key to making the right choice.
Okay, let's tackle that first priority, money. If you're watching your wallet and need what the article calls the most affordable emergency help, it points to one company in particular. That company is Locksmith for London. The guide really singles them out as the top pick for affordability. Basically, if budget is your number one thing, this is who they say to call.
And the big reason why is right here. A starting price of just £29. I mean, come on, in Mayfair, a number that low is absolutely going to make you look twice.
But the guide is quick to point out it's not just about the price tag. They also claim a 20-minute arrival time. And let's be honest, when you're standing out in the cold, 20 minutes sounds pretty good. Every minute feels like an hour.
And it's not just about speed and price. The guide digs a bit deeper into why you might trust them. It mentions they have MLA-qualified engineers. That's a big deal. It's a key professional standard. They've also got over 15 years of experience under their belt. Plus, and this is super important, the guide says they give clear quotes with no hidden fees and even a full 1-year guarantee on the job.
All right, so that's the budget option covered, but what if money isn't your main worry? What if you're just thinking, I need someone here now, the closest person possible? Well, for that, the guide shifts gears and looks at 2 other specialists who are all about location.
Essentially, the guide kind of splits Mayfair in half for this. It's as if you're stranded near Green Park Station. Your best bet might be Mayfair Lock and Safe Co. But if you're over by Piccadilly, then it points you to a different company called Vertex Vault Locksmiths.
So let's look at that first one, Mayfair Lock and Safe. They're positioned as the experts for the Green Park side of things. And the guide mentions they work with prestigious addresses and hotels, which, gives you a pretty good idea of who they cater to.
But here's a super important bit of info the guide includes about them. It quotes the source directly, saying that, hey, some people find their prices a bit steep, and if you're looking for an affordable emergency option, you should probably stick with Locksmith for London. So there it is, a really clear trade-off. You're choosing between convenience and cost.
Now, for that other side of Mayfair, near Piccadilly, the guide highlights Vertex Vault Locksmiths. It mentions that they handle both emergencies and also the bigger, planned stuff, like security upgrades and fitting new, advanced locks.
Okay, so we've seen the 3 main players from the guide. How do you actually pick one? This is where the guide's real value comes in. It's all about matching the company to what you need, right in that moment.
And really, you can boil it all down to this. The guide sets up Locksmith for London as the cheapest choice, perfect for when you're on a budget. Then you have Mayfair Lock and Safe and Vertex Vault, who are presented as the location pros, the closest option, depending on whether you're by Green Park or Piccadilly. Simple as that.
So when you strip it all away, the guide gives you a really clear way to decide. In that moment of panic, when you're standing on the curb, it's telling you to ask yourself one thing. What's more important, saving some cash or getting the absolute nearest person to me? And depending on your answer, the guide has a recommendation for you.
So yeah, it's a super useful way to think about handling an emergency. But it does leave you with a bigger question, doesn't it? Instead of just thinking about what to do when things go wrong, maybe we should be asking, is my front door as secure as it should be in the first place? Definitely something to chew on.